Good morning. Yes, it is still morning. It's just past 10:30. Yes, it is morning, and I am enjoying my day off, my first day off since Sunday. I know that sounds really bad, but I'm no longer as tired as I was. I had a good couple nights of sleep, and they were so good. I can't tell if you can see, I kind of completely destroyed my bed. That's how I know I got really good sleep. It's like if most nights I wake up and my covers are still kind of neat and they're not pulled out from where they've been tucked under my bed, my mattress, and everything is kind of nice and still neat and it's really easy to make the bed, I know I didn't really sleep that good. But when my bed looks like that, all the blankets are like pulled off my bed and wrapped around me, and then I wake up and like they're flying off the bed, and my quilt and my throw are off the bed on the floor. I don't know how, but my throw ended up on one of the knobs of my bed. Then I know I slept really, really, really good because I just kind of went because usually if I will wake myself up in the night and when my bed looks like that, I'm like, I didn't wake myself up. So I slept really, really good the past couple nights to the point where I have to totally remake my bed today, which is kind of sad. But it's a good day. Today's my day off, like I said, so it's not like I'm going to be totally relaxing. My plan was to do laundry, to go for a walk, and then I realized I can't do that because I am like 3 days behind on this week's chapter for Crossing Battlefields, which is based on the episode Legacy of Terror, and I'm calling it Beneath the Surface, and I am like 3 days behind on the writing for it because I was having a really hard time when I started out because in Legacy of Terror, Luminara is the one who gets kidnapped and nearly gets a worm shoved into her brain. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. I mean, I have this new character, Annalise. People seem to like her, and I did a really good job placing Jar Jar with her in the Blue Shadow virus episodes, and then I replaced Kiadi with her, so I kept Luminara though, because I need to keep Luminara. So I thought, I want Annalise to be the one who nearly gets taken over by a brain worm. So I was struggling because that meant Annalise took Luminara's place and Luminara took Kiadi's place, and it's like, oh my gosh. So I had to figure out how to do this because their personalities are 3 different very personalities that I'm working with, and so I had to figure out a way, and yet I had to keep the episode as intact as possible. And you guys do not know how much my arm is itching. Something made me break out, and I don't know what, so it's just so bad. But I just had the hardest time doing Luminara in place of Kiadi, and I finally got it, and so now I have I think 17 more minutes left of the episode to cover, which means I have to cover the worst parts, which is the parts with all the fighting, all the evil, yucky bug zombies. So I am not looking forward to that, and that is what I have to try and get done today, because I try to get these chapters posted on Thursday or Friday. I might be forced to post on Saturday. I don't want to do that, though. But I have to get at least 17 more minutes done, but I'm not going to start writing yet. I'm going to wait till after lunch to write. My mom made chicken noodles. It's so good. But I have 17 more minutes of writing to do, which means I probably won't be done writing till 7 o'clock. And I have done this before. On my birthday this year, for my 29th birthday, I actually woke up at 9 o'clock and started writing, and I took very minimal breaks. And I wrote pretty much the entire day. So I have actually done this where I have done just a marathon session of waking up and writing. I mean, I have done this before where I posted chapters at 10 o'clock at night. And I will show you guys today just how involved this process is. I promise. It's insane. But today is my day off for work, and we are racing to the end of the season at the Halloween store. Yesterday, we started doing inventory. So yesterday, my shift consisted of me pretty much. I helped Tommy, one of the girls. We took inventory of the makeup, inventory of, what else did we do? Oh, inventory of the teeth, the false teeth. We took inventory, the fake teeth, not false teeth. I did inventory of wig caps, socks, and I started doing inventories of the fake mustaches and beards and wig caps. I think I said wig caps, but That's what I did yesterday. And his goal, Mike's goal, wants to have all the inventory done by Sunday, which apparently is the last day we're going to be open. So he can start actually packing everything up tomorrow. So he actually wants to start packing the store up tomorrow. We'll be open tomorrow and Sunday, but he wants to start packed up no later than Tuesday, or some. He just wants to get out of there because I think his lease is up pretty soon. And he was already upset because we were open later. We didn't open until late in September. So he just wants us packed up and out of there. Which means in just a matter of days, I will be unemployed again because I will have lost my job at the Halloween store because it was a seasonal pop-up. And it's not like I didn't know this was coming. I've told you guys I've known this was coming. And all of us knew this was coming because we only knew it was seasonal. But now it would be nice if it was just turning into a Christmas store. But when we talked about it yesterday, he's like, oh, heck no. Actually, he said something pretty much different. But he doesn't like doing Christmas stores, which kind of surprised me because this is not his first pop-up store. We were talking to him the other day, and he mentioned Darth Maul because a guy came in trying to put together a Darth Maul costume, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. Creepy, but cool. But apparently when episode 1 came out, he and his brother, who they do these stores, he did a Star Wars store at like the Bay City movie theater. And I'm like, oh, so apparently this is all he does, is he just makes a living off of doing pop-up stores. So it's insane. That's what he does. But he won't do a Christmas one, which kind of surprises me because he was complaining about how hard it is to do a Halloween pop-up store in Midland because Midland does not put that big of a, because Halloween is not a big deal here. I mean, literally, like the biggest deal here is Christmas. That's what everybody gets excited about. That's when all these events go on. It's not Halloween. We don't really do a lot for Halloween here. And so he was complaining about how hard it is to do a seasonal pop-up, a Halloween store in Midland because Midland, we don't really do a lot of Halloween. We don't go crazy. Midlanders, we buy anything we need for Halloween pretty early on. And if we don't, so it's not like we are totally going cuckoo bananas. And most of the people who came to our store were actually people from outside of Midland, like Gladwin and Claire and all these other places. So we didn't have a lot of people who actually were from Midland who came in to buy stuff. They bought stuff, but it wasn't like, oh, look, big sales. But we had some, but they were rare. So he does not, like, really, if you want to make up what you didn't, if you want to kind of make up what you thought you were going to get doing the Halloween store, open a Christmas store. That's what everybody in Midland wants. If you ask people in Midland, they want a Christmas pop-up store. We used to have one. There used to be a Christmas pop-up store at the mall for a couple of years, and then it went away. That is what people in Midland want. We don't particularly want a Halloween store. It's cool. What we would rather have is a Christmas pop-up store, because that's the holiday that we all really go nuts over, is Christmas, not Halloween. That's one of the reasons why I'm such a big Christmas fanatic, is pretty much in Midland and pretty much Michigan in general, I guess you could say, Christmas is really the biggest holiday we celebrate because we have Bronner's Christmas Wonderland. We actually have a town called Christmas. So Christmas is kind of a big deal in Michigan. And it's not, and so like Halloween is not. So it's not like, oh, I mean, the bigger cities and some of the other cities, you get a lot of Halloween stuff, but in a lot of cities like Midland, there's not a lot. So it's really, whatever. So we would much rather have a Christmas pop-up store than a Halloween store. But he doesn't want to do a Christmas pop-up store, which I think is stupid because you can make a lot of money. Even with Target and Walmart and Myers and Kmart and some of these other stores here in Midland, you can make a lot of money. But I can't afford to do a Christmas pop-up store because that's what I would love to do. But I will be out of a job soon, and I'm freaking out because I'm still waiting to hear back from Gordon's. But there's a pretty good chance. I don't think I got a job there simply because the assistant manager, one of the questions she asked me during the interview was, do I see myself getting a car in the next few months? And the answer is no. I don't see myself making that big of an investment when I'd rather be investing in a move up to Marquette where I don't need a car because they have great public service. Why would I make an investment in a car for like 3 years? Because that's a big investment. And why would I want to invest in something I'll probably only have for 2 or 3 years when I'm planning to move to a town that has amazing public service or to an island where I don't have a car, I don't need a car whatsoever. So it's kind of stupid for me to sit there and say, yeah, I'm going to get a car in the next 2 to 3 months. I can't afford to get a car. I can't afford to get insurance. So it's kind of stupid to sit there and say, oh, are you going to get a car in the next few months? No, I'm not going to get a car. I can't afford a car. I have student loans I can't afford to pay back yet. So I'd rather pay back my student loans first than even think about getting a car. So, and besides, I don't really like cars. I know it's weird to say that. I mean, I like cars. I don't like driving. My mom, I think it's because on the road, I am not an aggressive driver, and you kind of need to be, so that's why I don't like driving, because I don't like being aggressive, so. I can be, I just don't like it, so. So on tap for today, as soon as I end here, I'm probably going to be bad. I actually have a Sunday scheduled to be my Christmas craft days, but I might actually be bad and do some Christmas crafting today, simply because of the fact that it is laundry. Well, not laundry day today, but usually I only do one load of laundry a month. Everything I need to get washed, I do once a month. And then like every other month or every 2 months, I do everything. Don't say it's gross. It's expensive to do laundry because we don't have our own washer and dryer. We have to use the ones here, and it's like $1.25 to wash and $1.60 to do the dryer, and that can get kind of expensive when you're trying to save up money. But I do my laundry once a month, and then in November is the only time I deviate from that. In November, I will do 2 to 3 loads because I will do all my good clothes. I will do all my grunge private clothes. And then, usually with my good clothes, if I can or not, I do a third load. I will do my quilts. I will do my quilt. I will do my Christmas blanket. I will do my Christmas throw. I will do my Star Wars throw. I will do my pillowcases. I will do all the stuff, all the linen I'm going to be putting out for Christmas, I will do. So that means I do at least 2 to 3 loads of laundry in November. Now, what I would really like to do is say this was also one of my plans, is I was going to do the laundry. But I'm going to hold off and wait and see if I can do all my laundry at one time. So I can just take an entire day and do the laundry. Especially since I am planning to take the week of Thanksgiving off from writing or posting. So I'll do a little bit of writing, but I'm not going to post anything, which is good. Because my goal is if I get this chapter of Crossing Battlefields done and posted today or tomorrow, that means I'll have the 5th and final chapter covering the Geonosis arc up and posted before Thanksgiving, which will be great because that is my goal, because I want to get the Geonosis arc done. I've spent like almost 2 months on this one arc. 5 chapters, like 2 months. And I wasn't even going to do the full 5 episodes. I was only going to do 4. And I haven't really done enough with Anakin and Padme. Okay, let's do the full 5. I'm going crazy. And in between that, I also wrote a side story called Why. So, this is why I'm so exhausted and tired half the time. It's crazy, I swear. So, but I might actually, in a little bit, for about an hour or so, break out my baby. This is my baby. Isn't she pretty? My baby. Break out my baby and do the pillowcases for this year so I can have those done and ready so that when I finally do the laundry, they can just go right in. So, I really want to get the pillowcases done early because I feel like the pillowcases are going to take the most time. Because it seems like every time I stop sewing a seam and I take it out and I move it, the thread slips out of the needle or snaps and I have to rethread the needle, and it just takes me like 5 or 10 minutes to do that. It takes me about 20 minutes to sew because I'm not that good at sewing yet. So it just takes a lot of time for me just to do a pillowcase. Like these pillowcases, I did these 2. I did 3 of them, right? Yeah, I did 3 of them. I did them in one day. However, that one day was about like 3 or 4 hours. So sewing takes a lot of time and a lot of focus. So, but before I do that, apparently they finally posted on YouTube the new TV spot for The Last Jedi, which I wasn't going to watch, but then I heard all this stuff about what's in it, and clues and stuff. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll watch it. So I'm going to do a reaction video to that, which is going to be really short, obviously, and I don't think anybody's going to watch it. But at least this time you'll be able to see my face. Unlike my last Jedi trailer reaction. Oh my god, that sucks so much. I'm so sorry. So I'm going to get going so I can go do a reaction for the TV spot, which is called Awake. So I'll talk to you guys later. Alright guys, as I promised, even though it's short, I always seem to have really crazy reactions. So this is Star Wars Last Jedi Awake. It's apparently 45 seconds, though the running time is 56. So it's going to be a really uber short trailer. I can't wait to see what they have in it, because apparently there's a lot of amazing stuff. I'm sorry I didn't film a reaction for directing The Last Jedi, which is the one which is like a little behind the scenes thing with Rian Johnson. It was really cool and awesome. So we are going to watch this really short trailer, which apparently has some really interesting stuff in it. Please don't let there be a trailer before the trailer. Okay, that's cool.
I've seen the way to become what you were meant to be. Darkness rises, and light to meet it.
I need someone to show me my place in all this.
Come on! This is not going to go the way you think.
What the? Huh? What? Huh? Okay. So that was pretty interesting. We definitely got a lot of the same footage that we got from the official trailer, which is kind of par for the course because it really is a TV spot, and usually the TV spots have just the same footage, just placed differently. And it's really interesting because in the trailer they did have Luke saying this is not going to go the way you think, but when he was saying that, they were showing Princess Leia. I'm sorry, General Organa. I don't care, she's still a princess. And I thought that he was talking about something with her, that she was thinking that maybe after what Ben did, there's still a chance he could get him back, and maybe Luke is saying, yeah, this isn't going to go how you think it will go. But in the scene, in the TV spot, they show him actually saying that, the scene, and he's not with Leia, which we do know, it has been verified that Luke and Leia are going to be reunited in The Last Jedi, which makes me so flippin' happy. But the scene is not him with Leia. I think he's on Ahch-To, and it's Rey. And that final scene, it's like, I was just sitting there going, oh, this is cool. I mean, the opening scene with Luke in the Millennium Falcon, that's really, really nice, and it's like lights up, and it's like, oh, hey, you're home. But then the rest of the stuff was pretty much scenes we had seen in the trailer with, you know, Finn taking on Phasma and Kylo kind of having a breakdown. We saw a new, like, long shot of Snoke. I still think Snoke, okay, as a kid, when I saw Phantom Menace, I was absolutely terrified of Darth Maul. Darth Maul is not so scary anymore to me. I think Snoke is scary. It's like, I wasn't scared of Palpatine. I wasn't scared of Vader. I was scared to death of Darth Maul, and now I think I'm a little bit terrified of Snoke just because I don't know what is up with that guy. But, so it's gonna be, looks interesting. So the first scene was new, the last scene was new. The last scene definitely has me going, what the heck is going on between Rey and Luke? And they said at Star Wars Celebration, I think it was Daisy who said that the relationship between Rey and Luke is really going to be kind of the proving that adage, you don't want to meet your heroes, because when you meet them, they're going to be totally different. So I definitely think there's going to be some, they've already hinted at a lot of issues between Rey and Luke, and I'm like, this is going to be really interesting. So I'm still pumped. I'm excited. We are just over a month away from the release of Star Wars The Last Jedi. I cannot wait to see it. And apparently either Oscar, I think Adam Driver was the one who let slip something that they're saying could be a big deal. He mentioned a princess, and it's not Leia. So Also, Daisy said she was really touched by the way Rey's parentage was revealed. I'm still excited to see what her parentage is. I'm still kind of hoping. I mean, everybody's saying Skywalker, Skywalker, Skywalker. I would not be surprised if she was connected to the Skywalker line. However, I am still hoping that Rey will turn out to be a Kenobi, or even more wildly, I don't know why I think of it. It's probably because when they released the new merchandise and showed her new hairstyle. I'm also kind of hoping that there might be a possibility that Rey might be in some way related to Qui-Gon Jinn, who, even though he only appeared in like Phantom Menace for a hot minute, he is still one of my all-time favorite characters. And I don't care what people say about it being his fault that the Republic fell. It's not. But I'm that is my major hope. I'm pretty much hoping at this point that Rey is somehow related to Obi-Wan Kenobi, or big pipe dream here that she is related to some way to Qui-Gon Jinn, which would just be so cool. But I'm really hoping Rey's either a Kenobi or a Jinn, because I think if she was a Skywalker, it'd kind of be at this point, yeah, we all knew that. Kind of like how we all knew the Solo movie was going to be called Solo, a Star Wars story. So I'm excited. If you guys haven't checked out either the official trailer for The Last Jedi, directing The Last Jedi, or the new Star Wars The Last Jedi, a Rake TV spot, what the heck are you waiting for? Come on, people. Okay, if you don't want to see the trailers because you don't want to ruin the movie, I understand. But for those of you who want to see the trailers and haven't yet, come on. We only have like a month left. I'm excited. I can't wait. So I'm going to get set up to do some sewing, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Oh. Sorry. Hi guys, the day just kind of got away from me. I'm taking these off. It's been, it is 7 o'clock at night. I thought I would be done writing by now, but I'm not, because I went ahead and sewed. And I did 3 pillowcases, and I realized that, the way I'm sewing them now, I have a lot of fabric, so I actually have to go back with the 3 pillowcases I've cut and cut off the bottom, and resew the bottom, because there's like a good 5 inches of fabric or something that it's like really big. So I have to repair my pillowcases, but I'm doing that Sunday, which is what I was supposed to do Christmas crafts on anyway. And I'm trying not to. I'm laying on my stomach because I am writing. Yes. I don't know. That is the actual story. So that is the story. That is a page that is full of Mando and Huttese words that I use. And I have 2 I use the most. I use Vod and Vodi. I hope I'm saying that right. But those are Mando words. And they mean brother, sister, comrade, and then brother, sisters, comrade. So that is the translator. And then I have this. That is the chapter summary for the chapter I am working on. And then on my TV is the actual episode I'm working on, because I watch the episode while I'm writing the story. So I know what character does what and when. And then we go to my webpage and I have 3 tabs open. This tab is the episode summary from Wikipedia, and then the other 2 is a Mando dictionary and then a Huttese phrase dictionary with some words. So yeah, and it's very involved. And then sometimes if I need like better descriptions of the planets, I actually go and get one of the encyclopedias that is up on my closet. On my bookcase, not my closet. So you can see why it takes me a good like 4 or 5 days to do an episode-based chapter. So there's a lot that goes into my writing. Even if it's just Star Wars fan fiction, I'm not getting any credit for it. I feel like I have to do this research and stuff because I want my stories to be as true to the Star Wars universe as possible. So I want to be as descriptive as possible, as accurate as possible, which is one reason I have the episode guide up, because that lists all the vehicles and characters and everything else that appears in an episode with links to the description pages. So I want everything to be as accurate as possible, I'm changing the episodes, but I want them to still be as close to the episodes as possible, which is why I have the episode playing, because It's still the episode, just a few minor changes, so the bulk of the episode is pretty much, it stays the same pace and the same when stuff takes place. But yeah, this is why I have been working on this story since about 2. And my goal is to get it done tonight, which means I probably will not be watching Once Upon a Time, which makes me sad, which doesn't make me too, well, actually it doesn't make me too sad after last week's episode. Last week's episode made me bawl. But, yeah, so this is what I'm doing. This is what I have been doing all day pretty much, is just writing, and I really want to get this story done tonight. I'm afraid I won't get this done tonight, and then I'll have to do it tomorrow, but the next one should be easier. It's just that some of these episodes I find difficult to rewrite because they're not particularly my favorite episodes. I don't really like the characters in them, or the story isn't my favorite, which is sad because the Geonosian arc is actually one of my favorite episode arcs in all of the Clone Wars series, but the Legacy of Terror, which is the episode I'm working on right now, it's actually not, the arc is my favorite, but this episode really isn't one of my favorites because it's got like the zombie theme, and that zombie theme carries on over into the next episode, which is actually one of my favorites because it features Ahsoka, and I really like Ahsoka, but this episode is not my favorite. It's not one of my favorites, so I love the arc. But it's actually pushing me because this is 5 episode-based chapters in a row, and my episode-based chapters tend to be between 12,000 and 16,000 words. So I'm doing 5 of these in a row, and that means every other week I'm posting another massive chapter, which means hours and hours of writing, then about an hour of editing before I even post it to my page on fanfiction.net. Katie Jo, check me out. It is insane the amount of work, and sometimes I really do just want to throw my hands up in the air and just give up like I want to do with this vlog, because I know nobody watches these videos. So there are times when I just want to throw in the towel and just say, I give up, I surrender, I'm not going to do this anymore. But then I have people but then I see how many people have looked at my story. I mean, Crossing Battlefields has almost 20,000 views. I get people who review my story who say they love it. That I've had one person say, I had a reviewer a few months ago say they actually act out scenes from my story with her siblings, and I just get all these nice reviews from people, and I'm just happy because I had one person who said in one of my earlier stories, she has me on her author alert, and she gets so excited when it says I post a new chapter that she stops whatever she's doing. And I had one girl say she was worried she was going to fail a test or something because instead of studying, she was reading my stories to catch up on them. So made me feel guilty because I don't want her to fail school, but that's the reason why I push myself to keep writing. Also, writing is something I really enjoy. I've always enjoyed it. It's always been a way for me to lose stress and relax and chill out after a day, and I like to lose myself in my writing because I'm also a bookworm. So I love stories. I love telling good stories. I have a really active imagination. So I love writing and I love reading. So I love being able to write stories that I can share with the world, and I'm glad that people seem to really enjoy it. And I'm glad that fans of Star Wars, of the Clone Wars, are reading my stories and they're really enjoying and liking them. So even when those days come that I just want to go, I give up, I don't want to do this anymore because it is so much work, it's taking so much out of me. I don't get to do some of the stuff I want to do because I have to decide between writing or doing that, and sometimes I have to write because I have a schedule and I want to get these chapters out. And so sometimes I feel horrible because I'm like, I'm not able to do the stuff I want to do because I have this thing to do. And then I realize that there are so many people out there who are enjoying this and that I'm making their days a little bit brighter and a little bit better. And so I want to keep doing this. Plus, I have this pipe dream that says maybe one day somebody from Lucasfilm will read my writing and think I have a good shot and just say, hey, you want to come work for Lucasfilm? And that would be like amazing. Like, I would love to work for the story group one day at Lucasfilm and help them and that story group is the one that they come up with the ways everything connects in Star Wars, how it all comes together, and I would love to do something like that. Because I just think that would be so much fun. I just would love to be able to be at Lucasfilm and do like what Dave Filoni does. Dave Filoni created the character Ahsoka, and she is awesome. I would love to be able to create a Star Wars character and have that character come to life and be a character that becomes a role model for boys and girls and just people all over the world. But like I said, that's a pipe dream. I am probably never going to get noticed by Lucasfilm, and I'm never going to get to work for Lucasfilm or work for Star Wars or do anything, have anything to do with Star Wars in general, simply because I'm not that lucky, even though there's no such thing as luck. I really don't have that skill set that they really want, so this is my way, and even if I don't get in Lucasfilm, it's still fun. So I enjoy writing. I don't enjoy it. It's really nice. I'm kind of hoping it'll be nice when I leave my job, if I lose the job at the Halloween store. I have a few more days to write, which will be nice because I really want to get at least, my goal is to get at least, I added a couple more chapters to the Crossing Battlefields. There were 2 episodes I wasn't going to cover called Grievous. At this point, it feels like I want to cover almost every single episode in the series, which was not my original plan. But at this point, I added in 2 more episodes, one called Grievous Intrigue and another called The Deserter. And those 2 chapters were actually just going to be combined into interludes about the aftermath, but I decided to put them in because they were 2 episodes that I actually really, I like The Deserter more than Grievous Intrigue, but I kind of have to include Grievous Intrigue because I think it is a character building moment for one of my favorite characters, Obi-Wan. And Obi-Wan is a big player in my fanfic series, of course, so I had to include Grievous Intrigue because I think, especially at the end, it shows that Obi-Wan really felt the pressure of the Clone Wars and just bringing down Grievous, who was just going around killing all the Jedi, who was trying to kill as many Jedi as he could. And so in this episode, Grievous Intrigue, he kind of feels all this pressure to stop him after he actually kidnaps and pretty much tortures a member of the Jedi Council, and in the end he gets away. And then that leads into the episode Deserter, which is where Rex, injured, is separated from the group, and he meets a clone named, I think, Laquain. And Laquain actually left the army of the Republic because he found a better life for himself, and even though he was built for war, he realized that's not what he wanted to do, so he left and became a farmer. And Rex is confronted with this idea that, hey, when the war is over, what's going to happen to you? Don't you have any other dreams or anything other, or can you see anything other than yourself just being a soldier? So I really wanted to I ended up including those 2 episodes because they're 2 of my favorite characters, so I keep adding chapters in. At this point, it's like almost over 50 chapters, because I also do little interludes, which are which are just short things that give me a break from this. I mean, let's see, Grievous Intrigue. I think I'm doing I have an interlude. Then I think I have 3 or 4 episode-based chapters, an interlude, 2 episode-based chapters, an interlude. I know I'm going to do the Mortis arc, which is 3 episodes. Oh my gosh. I haven't even finished doing the outline for Crossing Battlefields. I think I'm only up to, oh my gosh, what's the last chapter I put in? Okay, okay. The last actual episode-based chapter I have is called What No One Wants. It's going to be based on the episode Pursuit of Peace. Which that arc is also really interesting to see the differences between Anakin and Padme and how they think they should get peace. I mean, Padme is willing to go to the enemy side to talk to them, and Anakin's like, that's a bad idea. That's the last episode that I have listed, and that's chapter 42. And then following that, I have, it went back to the top of my page. No. Bad word, Pat. And then after What No One Wants is an interlude called Bed Rest with Clones. And I'm intending it to be a little bit of a fluffy interlude, because in What No One Wants, Pursuit of Peace, I'm rewriting it because in the episode, Senorogana gets severely injured, but in this episode, but in my rewrite, it's also going to be Annalise who gets severely injured along with him. And the following episode is called Bed Rest with Clones, and the basic summary is Annalise has been sent to Padme's to keep her on bed rest because if she isn't supervised, she will find every possible way she can to get out of bed rest because that's just who she is. She needs to be doing something, which kind of runs in their family. But Padme has a meeting to go to, so she can keep an eye and make sure that Annalise actually rests. So Ahsoka comes with some of the men, and they have to find ways to keep Annalise entertained and in bed. So I just have this idea that the interludes are really just my fluffy breaks. Like, I have a time marker growing up. I have an interlude called Back to Ilum, which is about Ahsoka going to Ilum to get a second Kyber crystal to create her second lightsaber, because that's something they never explored in the show. It's just like after... When did she show up with her second one? I don't remember. I think it was in the other point. Heroes on Both Sides is the first time you see it. Heroes on Both Sides is where they debuted the new look for Ahsoka when she turned 16. In mine, she's going to be 15 because I dropped her age down. But Heroes on Both Sides where they debuted the new look, which also included her Shoto, her second lightsaber. So they never explored her going and actually making the second lightsaber. So I have a chapter in there where she goes to Ilum to create the second lightsaber. And then I have an interlude called Ahsoka's Big Dinner. Actually, after that, I have the time marker, which is how I'm telling the passage of time with my story. And it all revolves around Ahsoka's birthday. And so I have a second time marker, which is about Ahsoka turning, I think at this point she's turning 15? 14 or 15. And it's about Anakin finally realizing, hey, Ahsoka's growing up and she's attracting attention from boys. Ooh, that's bad. So that one's going to be about why she has to get a new outfit. Because Big Brother goes into overprotection mode. And I'm a Rex-Soka girl, which means I love the idea of pairing Rex and Ahsoka together. So that's my first chapter where there's really going to be kind of anything romantic between the pair. So I'm a hopeless romantic. So it's 7:15. I need to get going so I can focus on trying to get as much of this done tonight because my goal is to get all of it done and posted before midnight so that I can have a couple days off from writing, especially since Sunday's my day off. And I work tomorrow, and tomorrow I just want to come home and play Old Republic. Well, first I have to go pick up my meds, but I want to play Old Republic tomorrow because next week I switch to playing... Well, I'm playing Elaine in the Old Republic, and next week I switch to going back to Amy Ann. So I really want to play as Elaine tomorrow and get as much done with her as I can, because next week I switch to Amy Ann. Although I might keep playing as Elaine until Elaine gets to Hoth. That might, I don't know. I'm going to think about it. The problem is I realized I'm playing as a Jedi Knight, and in Old Republic, the Jedi Knight character is the one who, at the grand finale of their story, has to go fight the Emperor. And it took me like 5 or 6 times the first time I played as the Jedi Knight, all the way through the story, to beat the Emperor. Yeah, this isn't going to be fun, so... I'm going to get going for the night. As always, I am the Machine Girl. I'm sending you guys lots of love, hugs, and prayers. Stay safe, stay sane this weekend, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.